I think the most important thing to start with is by taking out the unknown.
Now, on the more practical side of things, because I'm all about how do we prepare our kids? I know that my kids are a little bit anxious and nervous when it comes to things like vaccines. And I mean, how can we best prepare our kids?
I think the most important thing to start with is by taking out the unknown. You need to tell them what is going to happen in an age-appropriate way. So for a little one, that might be that you're role-playing with, their teddies and their dolls, that you might have a little medical kit to do that with.
They like the medical kit.
They do, they always do. It might be reading stories or drawing pictures about it. For older kids, it might be sitting down with them and explaining step by step what's going to happen.
And I know that that's particularly important for our neurodiverse kids too,
Yes.
who may need those clear examples of what to expect.
That's right.
I guess for parents, I know I always used to get quite confused with where they're getting their vaccine. Does it matter? I mean, how does that work?
So babies under the age of 12 months generally will have it in their thigh, and kids over the age of 12 months generally it will be in their upper arm.
Right.
So if you're unsure, have a chat to your vaccine provider and they'll let you know.
Yeah, and always good to be prepared, I guess, because I remember trying to wrangle a child in very cute outfits to go for their vaccine.
So go for practicality rather than the look for this, because you want the vaccine provider to be able to easily access the site.
Yes.
So pants that easily come off for the thighs, and maybe just keeping a singlet on with a top that easily comes down for the arm.
Now, I know you mentioned about calling, your vaccine provider. I actually had to do that the other day because I've got, some girls that are a little bit nervous. So there are some that need that little bit of extra help.
Yep, there is. And I think even just starting that conversation is something a lot of people don't realise that can be done, because there is a lot that we can do to prepare kids for this, and interventions that we can do to make the whole experience a much more positive one.
Exactly. And I guess too, they pick up on your fear as well. Like I can imagine if you're stressed and you're not feeling prepared, and then...
Yes. Yep, it does. And so that's why if you are going in all together as a family like you are too, trying to role model for them, you might go first with your vaccine, so then they can see exactly what's going to happen. They will look to you, to your reaction, and that can really reassure them as well.
Do I get to have the red snake too?
Definitely.
Yes. Whatever it takes, I guess, to make
That's
it a happy and positive experience. Sarah, always loaded with wonderful practical advice. Thank you so much for your time today. And if you haven't already, guys, it's time to go out and get vaccinated against influenza this flu season. And thank you to the Australian government for bringing this conversation forward.